Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. So I'm just going to start off today by shuffling the traditional tarot cards and seeing what wants to come through the messages. Now, of course, if you do want to tune your energy into today's reading in a stronger way, I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation, not just in this specific reading video, but in future reading videos as well. Also, if you do feel guided to set intentions for the reading, then you can do so by either thinking them in your own mind, by speaking them out loud, or by writing them in the comments section. Whatever feels most resonant for you. Just know that if you do feel guided to set these intentions, these will actively co-create the messages that come through, because each and every one of you listening is actually a co-creator here on the channel, and every message that comes through is, in essence, a co-manifestation. So I do want to start the video on that note by giving a huge thank you to all of you here. Thank you so much for sharing your light, for sharing your energy here, and for being such a powerful and important part of our community on YouTube. If you do feel any kind of resonance with the messages as this reading is progressing, then I want to let you know that we will be continuing the reading in our Patreon Soul Tribe. So I do channel these collective readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on those days and times as well, I always channel an extended version of the readings on Patreon. So if at any point you're feeling a resonance and wanting to go deeper into the messages on Patreon, the link to the extended reading will be in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle the cards. I just saw the number 313, and you guys know that when I see these numbers come through, I do like to channel specific messages from them. So what I'm getting here from the number 313 is this number is about making progress, trusting your intuition, and using sweet self-belief to step forward in life. You are on the right path. You will be supported through any breakthroughs that are inevitably coming your way. Strongly, what I'm really getting from this number sequence and what seems to be coming through a lot of those messages is this sense of moving forward, and yet, ironically, at the same time, as this movement forward is happening, there is this wondering of, am I on the right track? There is this feeling of, am I actually progressing? Am I actually moving forward? Or am I just imagining it? Is it all in my head? This may even be because you are actually facing certain obstacles or slowdowns that might be, again, making you question, am I really on the right track here? And I feel that for someone specific listening, I'm really just coming through with the message of confirmation that yes, you are on the right track. You can trust how your intuition has been indicating to you that you're on the right track. I'm getting you might be seeing or sensing a lot of synchronicities in your universe as well. You might be feeling things really opening up for you, really lightening up for you. And these are all signs energetically and intuitively that you're on this right track. And yet again, there may be that contradictory feeling within you, or that questioning or that doubt within you. And so if this sounds like you, I feel like the message here is trust the knowing over the doubt. When you're experiencing both a still, calm, steady knowing, but also a trickle of doubt internally, always trust the knowing over the doubt. So that feels like a really powerful place to begin this reading. Of course, I always say at the beginning of these readings that these are collective tarot readings and energy updates, which means that we are channeling into many different people, situations, and dynamics at this time. So always listen to your intuition, only take what really resonates for you in a personal way, and know that sometimes there can be nuance as to how the messages resonate. You might find that certain messages resonate more so with you in an abstract sense, or maybe in a very specific sense when something I'm channeling is more general. You might find that they connect internally, externally, etc. So again, always use your intuition at the end of the day. That is really the compass for your life experience here on planet Earth at this time. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a couple cards here. So what else can we channel in today's reading video? Okay, we have the Three of Wands in the upright position. Now, this is going to get pretty specific, but for someone here listening, I immediately got the image of this being three different pathways or options in your life. And I do feel that for someone listening, this is hyper specific to love. So for someone listening, this might be three different romantic potential partners or people who are connecting with you energetically, or maybe in some cases physically. You may actually know all of these three individuals physically. For others of you, this could simply represent three different generalized pathways in your love life. So it may not be that it represents three physical people. It might be three different ways that your love life could progress or move forward. It's like being presented with different potential options here. Now, if it's not connecting in love, maybe this is just showing optionality, different options opening up. Specifically, again, these three different options or three different pathways opening up in some other area of your life. The thing about all of these options and pathways is that they all actually seem very high vibrational. I don't feel that there is a wrong, quote unquote, or a lower vibrational pathway. It feels like these options are all options that you have manifested because you've raised yourself to a higher energy and allowed yourself more optionality. You've essentially opened up these new options and potentials because of how you've raised your frequency to a level that is shifting you onto a higher timeline where you have access to more options, to more potentials than you had access to in the past. Again, however this is connecting, whether it's romantic, whether it's in your work life, your career, your life path generally. And the card we have here is the Queen of Wands reversed. So I'm picking up that there's someone who doesn't seem to like that you have so many different options or so many different potentials here. This may be a feminine energy, although keep in mind that when I use these labels, masculine and feminine, when describing energies, these are meant to describe energy dynamics. They're not necessarily connected to a particular gender. We all have a balance internally of masculine and feminine energy. So these messages could relate to you internally. It might relate to your internal masculine or feminine, or to some external person or situation. And again, only you can know for you. But I am picking up here, there seems to be a feminine energy it's almost like they're wanting to take away your options, or they're wanting to, it's not that they have the power to take your options away from you. It seems to be that this person wants you to believe that you don't have options, or they want you to limit yourself. They want you to dilute yourself, or to not notice the options that you have here, or not allow yourself the freedom to choose between these different pathways. It's like the imagery I'm getting, and this isn't a specific sort of channeling. It's meant to be an example of how you can then personally apply the energy. But a specific example would be like, in a literal sense, you getting offers from 3 different jobs, and let's say for whatever reason they mail you these offers, and then this karmic feminine here would hide the letters so that you never even realize that you have these offers. Now, of course, this isn't happening most likely in a literal sense, but it's like this is someone who wants you to deceive or convince yourself out of your options because they are in a more lower vibrational state and don't seem to have access to the same options. So there's like this jealousy or this sense of projecting their own sense of entrapment in their own life onto you. It's like they don't like seeing you so free, so open, able to choose so many different directions in your life. Or if this is romantic, they don't like the fact that you are so magnetic romantically, that you have so many different people that would like to date you or would like to connect with you. And again, I know that for most of you, this won't necessarily be in a romantic sense. So take it however it's connecting. But I do want to know if I can channel any more specific messages about this feminine here. Okay, so here we have the 3 of Pentacles in the upright position. So yeah, this seems to be someone who really lacks direction in their own life. They feel very disappointed in themselves or in their life or in the way that things have worked out here. And it's almost like they want you to be in that same space so that they can feel more comfortable. Now, for some of you, this could be a friend, a family member, someone from your past. This may even be just a generalized collective energy or a part of the collective that's feeling very triggered, seeing you in this space of having so many different options and pathways in your life as a result of this heightened vibration. This does seem to be someone who may be dealing with some kind of issue from their childhood as well, some kind of childhood wounded trauma or something of that nature. Or this could just be someone who acts very childish or who will revert back to sort of behaving like a child with the Page of Cups in the reverse position. So again, I'm not sure who that is for you. For some of you, this may even be someone romantic, even if this is someone from your past who could be someone who sees you in your life opening up, having different options, moving forward in an optimistic way. And this person might be feeling somewhat threatened by all of that. So again, take this however it is connecting with you. Can I get any more information about any of the messages coming through here? I feel that the guides are trying to get me to kind of move on from this specific part of the channeling because we got the Knight of Cups here as well. And the Knight of Cups is, wow, and of course at the bottom of the deck, the Two of Cups. It's almost like the Knight of Cups is bringing you your other cup here. Since we have the Two of Cups, it's like you've been sitting here with one cup in a sense. You've had a deep sense of fulfillment in yourself, within your life, feeling very confident, but it's almost as though someone is meant to be bringing you another piece of the puzzle here. Now, again, for some of you, this could be romantic, and this might represent one of your romantic options, someone who wants to, in a sense, bring you the other piece of the puzzle, something that you feel like you've been missing, not in the sense of having lack within yourself, but in the sense of really desiring to share everything that you've built and created with another person, really desiring to connect in a partnership that gives to you in the same way that you so often give to others. So I see a really beautiful kind of energy from this card. Now, if this is non-romantic, of course, this could be any kind of opportunity or pathway coming into your life that, again, it's like it provides you with a missing piece of the puzzle, something that you've been really seeking, that you feel like your life has really been missing not because you've been in lack within yourself, but simply because it involves you being supported by someone else or another group of people or a community or an environment. It involves something, in a sense, external that gives to you in the same way that you give to others. It does feel very equal, very balanced. It feels like I'm hearing something that feeds you as much as you feed it. So as much as you pour your time, energy, and effort into this thing or this person, it seems to give back to you in a very equal, balanced way. I'm getting Pisces energy here. This also could be water sign energy. So someone might have water sign energy in their birth chart here. Okay, so can I get any more information about what we will just be calling option number 1 here? I'm actually going to reshuffle those previous cards because I can really feel the guides directing this reading to us now, channeling into these 3 different options, so to speak. It's just very harmonious, very balanced. I'm seeing something about a mountain. Maybe this is a person or situation that would go the extra mile for you, like really climb a mountain in a sense for you. It feels like a deeply loyal energy as well. Can I channel anything else about this first option? Okay, so there is an obstacle here. In fact, I feel that each of these pathways come with their own unique set of obstacles. And when I say obstacles, I don't mean inhibitors, like something that will inhibit it from coming together. I mean a way in which you would need to grow or expand or change something about your life or your reality in order to fully lock into that potential pathway or connect with it in the most full-blown way. So the first option here seems to require you to face some kind of fear of moving forward from something else or in your life generally, because I feel that this person or situation is bringing to the surface some kind of stagnant energy, something that has been keeping you stuck, something that maybe you've been afraid to fully let go of, or you've been holding on to in some way, something that you've been settling for is what I'm getting. So for example, if this is a new career or business or job opportunity, it's something that requires you to face a fear about letting go, let's say, of a past job or a past way of being in career, business, or finance. If this is a person, it might be requiring you to let go of, I'm hearing to let go of the end of a past relationship. So it feels like if it's relationship based, something here may have already ended or ended a while ago, but there's still this sense of lingering stagnant energy coming from that person or situation, or this fear that might be keeping you holding on. Yeah, with the devil in the upright position, I'm getting that if this option is resonating for you, which by the way, my guides want me to quickly pause and insert a note here that these options may not resonate perfectly for everyone. So for some of you, you might have all 3 options or pathways. For others of you, you might only really resonate with one. For others of you, it could be a combination. So always take it how it connects. Also, for some of you, for example, one of these could be romantic, one could be life path related, one could be career related. So you can kind of mix and match how they apply according to your own resonance with the messages. Okay, so end note. And with the devil card here, I see that whatever you've been afraid to let go of, it's been really affecting you negatively, but I'm hearing it's been subconscious, meaning you've not necessarily been aware of how heavy this thing has been that you've been carrying around, or how much it's been weighing on you, or how much it's been affecting you. In fact, you might even be telling yourself that it's really not that bad, or it's not affecting you that much. And so this Knight of Pentacles that's coming in is a person who, yes, is deeply loyal, or again, it might be a situation, an offer. It's something that's deeply loyal, very harmonious with this next phase of your life, something that has the ability to connect with you in a really balanced, harmonious way. But it also seems to be something that's requiring you to have the courage to break the chains of something from your past, rather than allowing yourself to remain in that stagnant energy. which really, every time I say stagnant, I hear settling. I'm just getting a strong sense you were settling for something in the past. And this is coming in to show you it can be so much better for you, but you have to be willing to let go of that thing or that situation or person that you were settling with. With the Tower in the reverse position, I feel that part of why someone here has been holding on is because there's been this avoidance of, I'm hearing confrontation, avoidance of potential chaos, or avoidance of some kind of other tower moment. This feeling of, if I just keep settling and keep sacrificing myself here and keep things the same and don't alter this energy or alter this situation, then somehow I can avoid either creating emotional pain for another person, creating a tower moment for another person, or creating chaos of some kind in my own life. It's like trying to avoid pain by actually keeping yourself in pain and keeping yourself kind of tied or locked into something. I'm also hearing something about fear of withdrawing, the effect of withdrawing your energy from that person, thing, or situation that you felt that you were settling for. So it's not so much that you're doing or contemplating doing something that would create pain for this person, even though it might feel that way. Like, for example, if you're leaving a job, you may feel as though you're creating pain or creating chaos for that environment or for a boss or whoever it is. Or with a relationship, if you're fully letting go of a relationship that felt very heavy for you or that you were settling for, it might feel as though you are doing something to cause emotional pain for the other person, when in actuality, what you're doing is withdrawing your energy from the situation or from the person, which you have a right to do. It's just that this person, thing, or situation was so heavily feeding off of your energy that simply by withdrawing that energy that they were feeding on, yes, you may be causing a tower moment for that person, thing, or situation. But ultimately, even that tower moment is meant to assist that situation in realigning or restabilizing itself in a stronger way outside of the codependency with your energy, outside of feeding off of you and your time and your emotion and your energy. Okay, so I also see the Emperor in the upright position. So I do see that on the other side of whatever unchaining yourself from that heavy energy or situation looks like, there is this tremendous stability coming into your life. Now, of course, if this is a job, this would be a job that's very stable, very long-term, something that you can rely on, or an opportunity that carries those kinds of traits. For others of you, if this is a romantic relationship, this is someone who really assists you in stabilizing, who provides a sort of rock of support in your life that I feel you're really not accustomed to, because you are so accustomed to being the one who is always pushing out and giving and doing things for others, that I feel you'll be really pleasantly surprised by how this person, thing, or situation actually supports you in that same way that you are so accustomed to supporting others. So I'm going to be reshuffling the cards here, and I want to channel into the second pathway. So my guides are also inserting here to say, just like I said, you could mix and match these pathways. Like, one could be for business, one could be for love, one could be for career, for life generally. These pathways are not linear pathways like how we think of a fork in the road, where by choosing one, you are excluding the others. These are quantum pathways, meaning they are pathways that you can, I'm hearing almost like neural pathways, where you are activating and utilizing many different neural pathways at once in terms of time. You're not just choosing one. Your body is functioning at many different levels simultaneously. You're not just choosing one function. That's kind of like how these pathways are from a quantum perspective. You aren't necessarily choosing one to the exclusion of the others. These are just different options that, again, you can mix and match. You can activate all three, or none of them, or one of them, or whatever feels right for you. These are not mutually exclusive pathways that we're channeling into here. The guides have been coming in with a lot of little extra notes and asides during this specific reading for clarification. So I know some of you have been manifesting that through actively, regardless of when or where you are listening to this reading, because of course, these readings are timeless, just as we as souls exist outside of time. Time, space, and distance are not relevant when it comes to energy. So let's go ahead and take a look at this second pathway here. So what is this second pathway that we're channeling into here? Okay, so right away, I feel whatever we're channeling here, it's something that you've been afraid of changing. It's something that's created a lot of indecision or even uncertainty. You felt very much at a red light when it comes to this pathway, and yet there's a higher energy guiding you here. I'm getting a wave of chills. There's actually something very spiritual happening along this pathway. I'm hearing 3 pathways you are currently taking in your life. That might actually end up being the title of this video, rather than, again, being 3 different options. It's 3 different pathways that are activating in your life, or potentials that are happening in your life. Anyway, that was a little bit of a side note, but I'm getting that you've been stuck at a red light with something, and yet there's been this sense of something highly spiritual taking place through this process. Now, this thing in your life, this person, this connection, this situation, this aspect of you, it looks so stuck in the physical, almost like completely inactive. And not just to you, but you are aware that other people are perceiving it as looking very stuck as well. You may feel as though there are people even gossiping or talking about how you seem to be very stuck in this area of your life, and yet you can't shake the sense that you're meant to be exactly where you are with this, that you're at that red light for a reason, because we also have the high priestess. Your intuition is actually guiding you here. Your higher self, your high priestess self is, I'm hearing, mediating something, orchestrating something in the spiritual realm. So it's almost as though while you're feeling very stuck physically in this situation, your higher self is mediating for you in the spiritual realm. It's being that go-between, just like we think of a priestess energy as being a mediator between humankind and the divine. You are doing that for yourself. You are going ahead of yourself spiritually, energetically, and probably totally unconsciously, and paving a pathway forward. That path hasn't been ready yet, which is why things have felt at a red light, which is why things have felt so stuck, but they've not been stuck. Things have been being prepared out into the future. And I see with the 10 of Pentacles, this extremely abundant energy around you. Even as things feel stuck, you've had an intuitive sense of things changing, a sense that you haven't been able to explain or describe to others, that you might even feel crazy if you attempt to explain to others. It's this sense that something is really beginning to open up, that you're having some kind of breakthrough that you can't even quite put into words yet or articulate, but you can feel it happening at like this deep cellular level. You may even have these conscious glimpses of new big ideas here, or visions of things, or ideas of how things could be moving forward. And these are not imaginary, they are intuitive. This is you sensing into that future that in essence you are pre-paving for yourself here. And part of why you've been stuck where you are is because you've been holding out intuitively and spiritually for this 10 of Pentacles, for something that fulfills every wish, every desire in a very harmonious, all-encompassing kind of way. And I just keep getting the word breakthrough. Like there's a massive breakthrough in place here, one that you might actually be right on the trail of, one that for some of you, you might already be beginning to glimpse or experience. For others of you, this may be coming into the future, but I'm getting you've been presented with other pentacles, so to speak, in the past, but not the 10 of Pentacles in this area of your life, meaning you've had options or pathways or things here that were maybe the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, even the Nine of Pentacles. But it's almost like you couldn't allow yourself to fully move forward with anything less than that Ten of Pentacles energy, with anything less than what fully encompasses everything that your heart desires here, because you've had this deep inner knowing that that thing exists for you. And not only that it exists, but that there's an aspect of you, this higher self version of you, that's been actively working in the spiritual realm to pave that pathway for you. And there's been that sense that if you had moved forward with that 7, 8, or 9 of Pentacles, or whatever it was for you, that you would have actually been blocking or delaying yourself from being able to fully manifest this 10 of Pentacles manifestation. And again, this could be in any area of your life. We're speaking in very generalized terms here, which tells me that it's going to apply very differently from person to person here. But I feel that the most strong message here is that you've been correct about sensing that there's something huge taking place here spiritually, that there's a reason this has felt very stuck for you, that it's not actually been stuck from a spiritual perspective, because something massive has been prepared, that 10 of Pentacles embodiment of energy here, that is either currently or soon will be delivered into your life. Yeah, this has been an intuitive inaction with the action card reversed sitting on the third eye chakra. I'm hearing don't force yourself to move forward before the time feels right. Release your fears here with anxiety in the reverse position and lean more into what your soul has been telling you around all of this. So I know that this particular pathway has been a little bit strange for those of you connecting with this. It's felt very esoteric, very much speaking at a high level here. But I do feel that it's been left in those terms so that you can connect it to your own specific circumstance or situation. So I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle and go into what this third trail of energy or pathway of energy is here for us. So I'm actually pulling from the Energy Oracle cards deck now. What is this third pathway of energy? Wow, the Temple Path card. Your highest vibrational timeline opening up for you intuitively as you keep a hold on your heart, with the woman holding a heart in the upright position. You know what? Some of these pathways, they feel oddly kind of interconnected, which makes sense because everything is interconnected in the quantum realm. But you'll notice these commonalities. Like I'm noticing here that as we channel into this third pathway, it seems that not settling, continuing to keep a hold over your heart, to not just over sacrifice or give yourself away to something, but to really hold out for what feels right for you, what feels aligned for you. That seems to keep you aligned with this highest vibrational timeline in a very intuitive fashion. So what else can I channel about you intuitively guiding yourself into your highest vibrational timeline? Adjacent possibilities upright, that it's continuing to open up so many different possibilities in your life, optionalities in your life. So I feel what the guides are saying here is, as you stay aligned with this energy, this isn't going to just be this 3 different pathways kind of branching out. I see this branching out of more and more potentials and optionality. And again, these are like, you could think of them like neural pathways, like when you're developing certain skills and you're activating different neural pathways to do that and strengthening them. That's what's happening here simultaneously for multiple different options, potentials, opportunities, things manifesting into your life. I just feel things really beginning to branch out and expand for you. And this is going to open so many potential doors, because I'm hearing, just like you can strengthen neural pathways in your brain, you've energetically grown stronger. You've expanded yourself, your horizons, your capabilities in the spiritual realm and energetically. And this is allowing you to access different manifestations, different potential people, things, connections, experiences that you've never had access to before in the past. Now, I will say specifically, this third pathway here seems to be very much a solid, physically manifested union pathway with the happy family card here and the upright position. My guides keep emphasizing this is very much a physically manifested union with a particular person that may even look very traditional in the physical realm. For example, this could be a very traditional looking partnership or marriage with this particular person. This specific union seems to really connect with your heart space as well. And being in physical union with this person harmoniously seems to actually facilitate you continuing to keep your heart chakra open in a way that positively affects not only how you're connecting here romantically, but how you're creating when it comes to your work or your finances, your business, your social life. It's like connecting with this person in a physical union actually seems to keep your heart open in such a way that lights you up in all areas of your life and also brings you a really deep sense of peace. With the hostilities card in the reverse position, I'm hearing everything feels right. So this isn't a connection that you have to force or convince yourself into in any sense. It's very much the opposite. Everything feels very right, very aligned, very natural with this person. And the way that things seem to progress feel very natural for them I almost meant to say feel natural for you, but I said feel natural for them. So it's very much a mirrored sense of rightness is the best way I can describe it, as simple as it sounds. It feels very mutually right, very mutually in alignment for the both of you, and natural in the way that it unfolds because of that. I do see with rest and rejuvenation reversed and with community reversed that this is something you've almost been a little bit restless for whoever this portion of the message is for. You felt almost at times a little bit impatient for this. Maybe it's felt delayed. And you felt this sense of loneliness or feeling like you're lacking the community physically that you really desire, or lacking really finding your people or your person if you've been looking for one specific romantic relationship physically. And I see that this person, this union, physical union with this person, comes in as a manifestation that really fulfills that sense of physically manifested community and connection that you've been so restlessly seeking out. Again, for whoever I am connecting with here. I also see that this person we're connecting with, it's like interesting because we have both the woman holding a heart and the man holding a heart. So I almost see it's like you're both holding out your hearts, keeping your hearts open to each other, but at the same time remaining in your own empowerment, in your own self-love. That's what's so beautiful about this connection. It seems to mutually help the both of you heal your own hearts and love yourselves more deeply as you are simultaneously connecting with the other. And that's been such a theme coming up recently as well. I may do an Instagram post on this about how when we're connecting with the right people, meaning the ones who are really able to align with us on our highest vibrational timelines, we will know, because the more that we love and connect with ourselves, the more that person will love and connect with us. And I actually channeled earlier a piece of writing that I was planning on putting into an Instagram post. So I am going to be doing that as well. And that is part of the post that I had written. It's interesting that it's integrating itself into this reading. But if you would like to read that post, it will be on my Instagram account, which is at Magnetize Yourself, if you do want to follow me there. But I am actually going to be closing off this first reading here on YouTube. Now, you guys know we will be continuing this reading onto Patreon. Now, we haven't talked about specifically in this reading what we're going to be discussing on Patreon, but I know that we will be going deeper into all of these messages. And of course, you and your energy over on Patreon will play that active role in co-creating whatever messages do come through there. So if you do want to access the extended version of this reading on Patreon with more details, messages, and information, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Here for now, I'm going to pull one final Rumi Oracle card, and this card is the right choice, which is really ironic because this whole reading, we've been talking about 3 different pathways that at first looked like 3 different options. But as we began channeling into it, we realized these were more so pathways in a quantum sense, meaning they're not mutually exclusive. It's not about choosing one or the other. It's about new options that are simultaneously opening up for you as you've been strengthening yourself energetically and expanding your horizons spiritually. So let's see what Rumi has to say in the guidebook here. Okay, so the guidebook says, on the path of love, there is not so much wrong or right in the moral sense as what is right or wrong for you. The mind cannot help so much here. Only the heart can speak such truths. The mind may reject it, recoil, analyze, and find all the reasons why this simple truth, the right choice of the heart, cannot possibly work and only lead to pain. That is what the mind does rather well, actually. But it doesn't mean the right choice, the heart choice, becomes incorrect. It means rather that the heart has outsmarted the mind, that the mind will need to bow to the heart, or one can choose to stay in inner conflict, fighting against the right choice. But eventually, love will prevail and the way forward must be taken. So can you give up what you have planned, believed, or decided? Let the heart wisdom that silently and constantly broadcasts its pure and true intention into the fertile womb of the universe lead the way instead. So I'm going to go ahead and close the reading there. Thank you so much again for tuning in today. If anything from the reading did connect with you in a personal way, I would love to hear from you in the comments section under the video. Of course, I would love for you as well to subscribe to the channel if you feel guided to do so. Join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. The link to continue on with me now to the extended version of this reading on Patreon is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much light and love energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day and start to your week. And I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's reading.